In the meantime, back to these polls, back to the race now about 4 days ahead of the big Fox Business debate on the Republican side. You've been seeing a bunching of characters and leaders, mostly having to do with outside the box type of candidates. And we're adding here, just for the sake of argument, the likes of a Ted Cruz and a Marco Rubio, who, when pooled with the likes of Ben Carson and Donald Trump, account for about 3 out of 4 Republican voters' sentiment. And the reason why I included those 2 senators is they're kind of outside the conventional view of an establishment candidate. So if you argue that most Republicans seem to be veering in that direction, toward candidates who are not your traditional establishment types, and certainly doesn't a Jeb Bush know it, doesn't a Chris Christie know it, doesn't a John Kasich know it, then that could be telling us something. Bush 41 campaign advisor Mark Serrano on all of that. Mark, what do you think of that?
So, Neil, the timing of the debate is extraordinary because if you take a look at it, we're 88 days from Iowa. The new Fox News poll shows us coalescing around these 4 top candidates. I call them the 4 horsemen of the GOP since I'm a Notre Dame guy. And, you know, Cruz and Rubio are definitely a part of that grouping. Coalition supporting around these guys is forming around them. So what I think happens now, and it'll happen at the debate, by the way, is where are these guys going to go next? Like with real estate, location is everything. So Trump, Carson, and Cruz are going to continue to try to go after the outsider mantle. But Rubio really is a more mixed bag. You know, particularly with his support for amnesty a few years ago, it's a bit of a stain on his record as a conservative. Where does Rubio go from here? I think Rubio, frankly, is the vulture circling around the other candidates who represent 29 to 30% of the polling, who are going to end up dropping out over the next 88 days.
But don't the others who are ahead of him right now, the sort of contrarian types, don't they all have to tumble for him to have a chance?
No, I think he goes after Bush supporters. I think he goes after Christie supporters.
No, but I'm talking about the guys who are above him. The Carsons and the Trumps, and it's not quite the same with Cruz, but don't they all have to fail to clear, no matter what he does against the establishment guys, to clear a path for him? Because none of them seem to be giving up much ground, particularly Carson and Trump.
Well, one of them certainly would. One of them would have to drop out between now and Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina. But I really think that Rubio is going to position himself for establishment voters. It's the best place for him to go. Whereas Carson, Trump, and Cruz, I think they're going to have to actually go after some of Rubio's supporters right now. And we'll see that happen in the debates. They'll particularly criticize him on immigration. And you've seen Trump already doing that, viscerally over the last several days.
All right, Mark, thank you. Very good read. I didn't know you were a Notre Dame guy. This explains your brains. All right, thank you, my friend.